Happy New Year, everyone. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm gonna go over my favorite Anitubers of 2023, talk a little bit about their channel, who they are, what I would like to see from them in the upcoming year, and maybe highlight a video as well. These are all great creators. If you aren't already, please give them a follow. Forneverworld, or TIM Anime as they're going by right now, is a legacy creator at this point. A little while ago, they put out a video called I Gotta Be Honest About the Peer Pressure in the Anime Community, something like that. And that video was actually really good. There were a lot of great takeaway points from it. I have a separate point that kind of makes me wonder about the future of Forneverworld and even like the future of Anitube. This will be consistent with other creators on this list, but something that I don't know if Fornever is necessarily looking at with his content. The audience for the sort of work that he covers, battle shonen, the sort of anime that's trending, what comes out in theaters, basically very mainstream popular stuff. That audience is always going to skew young. Even if you grow with a shonen, like many people in my and Tim's generation did with Naruto or Dragon Ball, and then we started watching Boruto or Super. That's a natural progression with any form of media, but you can't expect the audience who's coming in for the new interpretations of shonen every decade to consume or discuss anime in the same way. Him and I are from that era where you would talk about anime in forums or chat rooms, and then there was early YouTube where it wasn't as nuanced as it is now with the analysis, but it was there, it was present. Anime was somewhat different back then. Now it's very mainstream. I was walking home drunk the other night on King Street West in Toronto, and I saw a Jujutsu Kaisen decal on the side of the 501 streetcar. The fact that I just said that is fucking crazy. I never would have imagined when I was a kid writing about anime on Cerebi or Zanin or Pojo that any of my favorite media would be that popular. But at the same time, the audience who's consuming anime nowadays, they also discuss it very differently. They're not going to hold on to creators the same way that they once did. And when those fans become creatives themselves, again, you can't expect them to act how we did coming up. I would even like to see Forever tackle different content. I do think that you build up your legacy when you have different acts or eras, and that video of his felt very interesting because I personally think he has to make an adjustment to his content. He has to seek out a new anime audience. The one that he has now is very fickle, and TBH, with the way anime is going, I don't know if he'll have another wave of such a strong audience base who's interested in his anime content again. It's unfortunate, but the mentality of what it meant as an anime fan or anime creator in the anime community, it's very different in 2023, 2024. Domo Senpai has had a really good year. He reminds me of Anitubers from that 2016-2017 era when it was really starting to pop off. The velocity of content that he puts out and all of the series that he's covering, it has like a very modern touch to it. So his growth this year is definitely to be expected. I like how engaging his content is, and he has a very good cadence as well when he speaks. Recently, he put out a video, I think it's called I'm Getting Old. He talks about turning 31. I knew there was a reason why I liked his content. I tend to vibe more with older creators because you see so much of their work and their personal life seeped into their content. In my opinion, the best creators are ones who've had some form of real life responsibility before committing to YouTube. People who actually have a career, or maybe they have a family and they understand how to balance certain things. They understand the hustle, the value of their words, and the time it takes to create content. Yeah, it's cool, man. 31. I'm a year older than you. So yeah, we're at an interesting stage in our lives, for real. But congrats on the success this year. I look forward to all of your videos coming up. Check Domo's content out. He's great. Has anyone ever had Flight vodka before? Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Animebackwhen has had a fantastic year and has just capped off a full month of OVA uploads. One of the hardest working creators in the anime community, I truly believe Rekka's content in the coming year is going to be so much more expansive and rewarding. Something that I like about his content is he always throws in sprinkles of his life in pretty much all of his videos. This year has been an interesting year for me when it comes to dating as well. So when he mentions how he's been spending a lot of time focused on women this year, it's like I completely get it. When he mentions something like grinding out 2 different jobs because he's working towards a trip, and then he just put out a video recently where he's giving an update mentioning like where he's going next in his plans on moving to Japan. That sort of like narrative, that B and C plot that we have with his videos, like that's great. I really want to see more people in the anime community do that with their content. Manga Crash is another creator that puts bits of his life into his content as well. His style of anime analysis is also fantastic. What's the video called? How to Ruin a Rom-Com? Not that I necessarily agree with all of those points, but I love that sort of approach to content. Crash is like that knowledgeable priest who knows the history of the land just as well as anyone else, but they're tucked away in like a small shrine. However, they are willing to tell the history of the land to those who are willing to listen. I definitely think his voice needs to be amplified. Shaybs has been killing it this year with the Anime Encyclopedia and Anitube Digest. Not much more needs to be said. He is the Larry King of our community, an influence of mine, and I definitely like seeing his content as often as I do. Earlier this year, he dropped some Naruto videos that were also great bangers, and I would recommend following Shaybs on Twitter as well. To get the full experience of some of these creators, you really should follow them cross-platform. Anime Twitter discussions are so different compared to the videos that we put out as a community over here. Joey definitely had a great year too. They're not so much like an anime Japan-centric creator anymore. They're someone who covers everything. But what I would like to see is some more focus on music. I wonder what it would be like if Joey did like an acoustic tour around Japan or something. I saw his Epiphone Casino in a video once, and while I don't vibe with casinos, they don't look good on me, everyone else makes them look really cool. I know he's like super good at guitar and piano and rapping, so it would be nice to see him do like, I don't know, like a coffee shop thing. You know, it's good for content, but also I like to see creators dip into their other creative aspects. Again, it's about eras. I wonder if Joey would ever be like a musician, for example. Would he join a band? Would he start his own project and just tour that as his main thing? I would love to see YouTubers leverage what they're doing into other forms of entertainment and, you know, not abandon YouTube completely, but really just segue into something different. You know, I'm not just doing this music thing for content, I'm genuinely a touring musician. Inakyu has been killing it this year. Their content is like really good. I don't really know how else to say it, because they cover so many different topics. Shonen stuff, the state of the industry, some news, convention related things. One of the videos that stood out to me was the fan service video, Can Women Like Fan Service? I know there are a lot of conversations behind videos like this, and I even have my own opinion about videos like this, where it takes a lot of feminine centric viewpoints and inserts them into anime. They also have really good talent with editing and good cadence with their voice. So when you're watching a video, you're not like distracted by certain things or like hyper analyzing on the topic itself. I watch Inakyu's videos and I digest it all at the same time. It reminds me again of 2017 era Anitube, but it has that like that personification that I was asking for, where you see a lot of like face cam, you see the person in their room, or you see them doing things or going to certain events. They put out a lot of content. Check them out. On the flip side, we have a creator who only put out 2 videos this year. My Name is Doofy shows that it's all about quality, not quantity. Fans is popping off with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Renaissance, and I absolutely love it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is such a huge series. It wasn't just an impactful card game, it really did a lot to push anime in the early 2000s as well. Doofy's Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos are absolutely great. Check them out. The YGX Failed as a Sequel is a great video, because for me, I think I liked GX a bit more than the original Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not sure why. I was very, very big into the games. I was easily the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Player in all of the Greater Toronto area. Hold me to that. It's nice to see people talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole in 2023. Really think we need a Yu-Gi-Oh! Revival of the original series. I would absolutely love that. Thank you, Doofy, for keeping my childhood alive. Trentinart is a superstar. I'm going to say that again. Trentinart is a superstar. I knew when Halliburton was drafted, he was going to be something special. Maybe I see a bit of Hallie and Trenton. Their content this year has been absolutely phenomenal, focusing mostly on Shonen Jump content, with the side quest to check out some Lassie content that's pretty lit. They're showing that there still is a lot of visual creativity left when it comes to creating anime videos. Trentin's impact to me feels like when Sufferance started putting out that style of thumbnail that was very popular for a while and everyone was copying them, like 2020, 2021 era. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before we're all ripping off Trentin as well. It just so happens that white cranberry doesn't actually taste like cranberry juice. It tastes like apples. The man who's stealing Nux's entire flow. Weeb Jail. Nah, I'm just playing with you. Not really though. Weeb Jail's content is still really solid. The AOT ending is a genius video in itself. And again, it's one of those creators that picks up on all of the highlights from the previous generation of Anitube and applies it to modern practices, really impactful, engaging editing. I really feel that they should have a lot more subscribers than what they do. But give it time. I'm sure 2024 is going to be great for them. Johnny Star is a community favorite, and I like their content a lot. I don't really fuck with the Ruri Dragon opinion. I think Ruri Dragon is ass. But it's still a great video that you put out. Johnny covers a lot of trending anime. Their content is not only visually striking with the thumbnails, but again, very engaging as you're watching the whole video. A lot of face cam stuff. I'm a fan of that. I like seeing people engage with their collection, show us like what they actually have. Another creator who should totally have way more followers. Let's get those numbers up for them this year. Chibi Reviews had a fantastic year when it comes to content creation. Chibi uploaded at least one video a day every single day last year. That's fucking fantastic. Daily content is so hard, especially when it comes to talking about anime because, I don't know, for me, anime burnout is real. Chibi absolutely loves anime and is very in tune with what's happening in the industry. I always welcome seeing their videos pop up in my feed. That being said, I wonder what direction Chibi could possibly go in the future. Really like their content, and again, I like their cadence, I like their personality, but how many 100 girlfriend videos do we need? I feel like at this point, like what sort of content could they possibly do next to make them grow? Because I feel that Chibi should be a lot bigger. Sometimes I watch Chibi stuff and it's like, man, like, I want to see more. It's like watching Andrew Wiggins play basketball. There's always that sliver, that shining light, and it's only a glimpse of what could possibly be. Mahal kita, Hermsaur. I really like Hermsaur's content. Again, it's very lifestyle-y. You see a lot of themselves in the camera. Lately, they've been posting so much more variety to their content. Yeah, there's still reaction stuff there, but there's unboxing, there's TCG coverage, which is pretty rare now within the anime community. One Piece TCG I thought would have popped off. It's great to see him talk about it though. Hermsaur recently put out a video where they're talking about a slight dip in their content, and you know, it happens, everyone has dips. But hopefully your numbers get back up this year and you keep putting out the sort of content that you want to do. Follow Hermsaur, it's very wholesome stuff. Nux has been putting out so much content lately, and the fact that they've diversified what they're doing makes it not super overwhelming. I don't watch every single video that Nux puts out, but it's good to get coverage of a cartoon that I may not have watched, like Regular Show or Adventure Time or Steven Universe or Velma, but still pick up on like the important things that happen, what the memes are, maybe some like really interesting points that apply to different media. It's not just anime oriented. But also what's very impressive with Nux's content is his contributions to the Some Ordinary podcast. I do believe every content creator in the anime community needs to infiltrate other spaces. It is okay to have the same moniker, but do other forms of content. I have a lot of interest outside of anime and manga, but I always create underneath my anime/manga moniker. It's an interesting juxtaposition to see Nux up there with Oompa and Mudahar, but at the same time, I do like his contributions. He adds a lot of personality and interesting points to the conversation. It just goes to show you could be an anime fan, but also have so much more to your life. I also like being caught up on VTuber news as well. Nux, keep up the good work. I don't know how you're not burning out, but I really appreciate what you're doing. On the Rise put out a fantastic video, demographics versus genres. It's something that I talk about on my channel every once in a while, and I think it's an interesting video for people to watch because everyone does have slightly different views on what the demographic genre debate is in manga. On the Rise videos are always well edited and there is constant content. If you aren't following them already, please do give them a follow. And I believe they also stream on Twitch. I'm not much of a stream person, but I do use X/Twitter, and you should follow On the Rise there because there's a lot of great behind the scenes stuff going on and talk about anime, brief reviews, totally worth the follow. The Omnibus Collector, man, what a channel. I'm absolutely into preservation, and I do enjoy the occasional manga haul. Omnibus is OG, perfect for watching when you want to feel like crap because most of your collection is digital only. But for real, their hauls are fantastic. Some of those pickups really make my jaw drop. I'm sure yours will too. The anime tea has recently come up on my radar, and I am so surprised. This is amazing content. Their I Am an Anime Tourist video was pretty awesome. I loved it. What a humble brag. This is the sort of content that I like. In the wake of similar topics, I just enjoy seeing a creator who is able to talk about all of their views of anime/manga and the community at large. The editing is also pretty on point, and something that I mentioned earlier in the video, cadence. Cadence is extremely important to me. If you have a voice for narration, it's going to make it so much easier for people to be glued to every single word that you have to say. And Anime T is that to a T. Eddie Hates Anime is someone else that you have to follow, not just on YouTube, but also on Twitter. They have a lot of content amongst different channels, music-related stuff, reaction content, some anime analysis and breakdowns, interesting edits. They're also a fucking joker on Twitter too. Please give them a follow. Last but not least, Bob Samurai. Bob has so much insight, but they also have such vast knowledge of anime. Anytime I listen to Bob speak about an OVA I never watched, or some anime series that only got like a 1-season adaptation or something, I'm completely lost because it's like, how come I never heard of this? But he makes the content so familiar. All of a sudden you want to watch this anime, whether it's a sort of series that you would be interested in or not. Again, this is another creator whose voice I would love to see be amplified. If Bob worked directly in the anime industry, I really do feel there would be something different when it comes to the quality of series and the way it's distributed to fans. I still think physical media is very important, especially for anime and manga. Bob's views and experience on physical copies of anime, especially older anime, and how he comes across it, that would be very valuable for many companies who are in positions of power when it comes to distributing anime. But aside from all of that commerce stuff, Bob just knows what the fuck he's talking about. Give him a follow. He puts out content all of the time. If you have any recommendations for Anitubers, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays, guys.